Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session of your afternoon session of learning with me. This afternoon is Miss Riza Piksha from De La Salle Sobel. So I will be sharing all about Flipgrid. Okay, so may I see in the comments who are familiar with Flipgrid? Oh, hi. Hello. Wow, we are complete. From Butuan, Leyte. Okay, can you just give me a thumbs up if you're familiar or if you've ever heard of Flipgrid? So I might be speaking in English or both in Filipino. If I don't speak too much in Filipino, uh, I will try. All right. Not so familiar. So that's great. But thank you for attending this afternoon session. I hope you will get something out of this so that we can use or you can use for distance learning this year. Hello, maayong hapon. Cebu, Agusan. All right. I think okay. So welcome everyone. So not familiar with Flipgrid. Okay, but don't worry. This afternoon, after this session, you will know a lot about Flipgrids. Okay, so let's just start with a prayer, a very short prayer. I'll just start and I'll just lead it. Okay. Uh, Let us put ourselves in the presence of God. Lord, we offer this afternoon to you. I'm thankful for all the teachers who are here with me this afternoon, learning, sharing, coming together for the best and for our students. We pray for your guidance as we interact, participate, and learn more for this school year. We offer everything to you, and we are grateful for all the blessings, the talents, the skills you have bestowed upon us. Amen. So, guys, let's start. Okay, let's start. Okay, so I've mentioned a while ago, your webinar host for this afternoon is Miss Pikshaw from De La Salle Santiago Isabel School. So I've been teaching for 13 years already, from kindergarten to 7th grade. So I have been a physical education coordinator for last school year, and then I went back to teaching this 2019-2020. So just type in your questions, and then we will try to answer as much as possible. And then if we this is a hands-on activity, so I hope you have another device or you have something to work on or hold on or to use when we get to the part of applying. So you'll see there, if you're curious about how to be a Google educator or become a CISO or Microsoft, or this Flipgrid is checked already for this afternoon, then please do reach out. We can make another session on how to become a Microsoft educator. Being a Microsoft educator has opened lots of opportunities for me. Flipgrid is a Microsoft application. So it's free if you have a Microsoft account. And I believe that when you are into the field of education, everything in Microsoft is free, right, teachers? Yes? Can I see a thumbs up in the comment section? Okay, I think there's a delay now. let's start. What is Flipgrid? So this afternoon, I'm going to let you go through Flipgrid through those letters. All right, thank you. Thank you, teachers. So let's start with our first letter, the letter F. So in teaching, but first, let's go through our goals this afternoon. So as teachers, we have to make sure that our students understand what's the goal for every time you meet. So can I just see if you're seeing my screen goals? Do you see it or yours is different? I'm seeing my first screen. No po. Okay, so you're not seeing the goal screen. Am I correct? Okay, let me go back to okay. Let me check the stream because it's not loading the kind of screen that I want to load right now. Okay, so these are one of the technicalities that we will encounter when we're meeting our kids or students in a synchronous class. So like right now, we're together, we're interacting. This is what we call a synchronous session. So we are learning together. Let me get back to you on why my screen is not showing up. Oh, I have to screen share again, guys. Okay, so one moment. There you go. I'm here. I have to close this and wait because this one did not work. Okay, present. Okay, so there are lag moments like this. So make sure that you have an activity or things that would keep your students engaged even if the screen share did not work. Here we go. So I'm going to share this one. Got it. Wait. So, tab. All right. One moment, guys. Bear with me. Okay. As I need to present to you this one, the audience window. Okay. I wonder where is, never mind. Let me just fix this. 1 minute. There. Okay, now I think you can see my goal screen. Let me check. Yes? You're seeing the goals? Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right, so for this afternoon, we're going to know the basic functions of Flipgrid and how you can utilize it in your classes, whether it's PE or whatever subject you're teaching. Flipgrid is not only for PE, although I'm teaching PE, so I'll be sharing most of my experiences on a perspective of a PE teacher, but I'm also sharing perspective for other teachers. So, and then we're going to maximize Flipgrid features that will empower students' learning experiences. And then you have to respond to a Flipgrid topic. So every session of mine, you have to do this because as a teacher, you have to experience it first as a student. And then your last goal for today is you have to create an introductory Flipgrid activity. So it doesn't have to be complicated, okay? Just take it simply, one simple task at a time. Okay, now we move on to our next task, which is, now we move on to the first letter. Okay, are you seeing the forms? It's just lagging because of my... Okay, I have shared it already, but it's not changing in your... There. So it just take time, but it's there. So letter F, forms, or F for the first letter, Flipgrid, form positive relationships with your students. So how are we going to achieve this? I know everyone would agree to me that for our class to become active, for our class to become dynamic, we have to get to know our students, not just getting to know in a superficial way, but in a more meaningful way, getting to know a little bit of their interest, getting to know what they have experienced so far as a student. We have different realities. So my reality is different from your reality. And whatever is that reality, we teachers are the essential part of that. The way we connect with our students, the way we form connections with them, creates a relationship, lasting relationship that even their experiences in PE classes can outlive. So how do we do that in Flipgrid? So in Flipgrid, you get to know, like, for example, we're now in distance learning. How else can we get to know them aside from social media? Because believe it or not, most of us, social media in our school is not allowed, except if, of course, it's in the policy of your school that social media is allowed for easier connection with your students or delivery of the lesson, then there's no problem with that, okay? So when you form connections with your students, how do you get to know them in Flipgrid? So you introduce yourself. So later I'll be showing you how to introduce yourself and how to get to know your students in a Flipgrid platform. Okay? So am I making sense still, teachers? All right. Yes. Okay, thank you for the ones who are responding. Now, let's move on to Letter L. Okay, this one. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, it's just taking time, but I know you can see it already. There. So for letter L, look out for learning opportunities. Of course, once you get to know your students, you can now see the learning opportunities that you can give for them. So in a platform of Flipgrid, when you ask them to respond to your videos, there are things there that you will see that they can still develop or shows or creates an opportunity for learning. Then grab that opportunity, whether it's a skill development opportunity, whether it's directing them to their goals or character building. So Flipgrid, it's a video response platform. So there are so many ways that your students can use this in a positive and negative way. So before you roll it out to your students, make sure you have discussed thoroughly your digital citizenship. Digital citizenship means how to behave in a digital world. So, and digital citizenship is another full thing that you have to learn also as a teacher. But I know everyone is really trying their best to prepare for distance learning. So again, look out for learning opportunities, whether it's skill development. If you're teaching PE, skill development is applicable in all subjects. So it's encompassing all subjects. Goal directed, everyone has a goal to achieve in their subjects. And then character building. Character building, I think, is the most important of all. It doesn't matter if you're a skilled student, if you're a goal-directed person, if your character doesn't show well or your character doesn't go well with the morale that's expected of a student or a person, then you lose everything. I mean, mawawala lahat ng tinuro mo kung yung character ng bata hindi rin naman natin na i-develop. Right, teachers? Would you agree with that? Okay, moving on to letter I. I think all of you will agree that letter I is also important. There. So letter I, include interests of your students. Why? Why do we need to include interests of our students? So do they like to run? Do they like to dance? Do they like sports? Anything. Anything that interests your students, we should include it in our lesson. Why? Because anything that interests a person keeps them engaged in doing those task activities. If it's something that they can relate to, if it's something that they can find meaning in working on it, then it will really matter. It will become like second nature to them when doing the task you assigned or we assigned to them. So we started with forming relationships and then looking out for learning opportunities and then including interest of our students. Now, we have, even if we've done all of this, if this one is not present, it will be nothing. So we have to make sure that all our kids before I move on. All right. So participation is the key. Would you agree, teachers? Can I get a thumbs up if you agree that participation is the key? Yes? All right. Okay. Although active participation is a challenge for us teachers, right? most of our students today, they would just say or being mom in class, and the ones who are talking are the ones also who are reciting every time we are in class. And then we would always say, ikaw na naman? Oh, si ano na naman uli? O si JR na naman uli magsasalita. You know, guys, oh sorry. You know, teachers, when we do this in a session I practiced last time, when you prepare your kids to learn, PE teachers would have no problem with this because our class is a moving class. So, but if you're in a classroom, so like now it's distance learning, how do we know that our kids are ready for learning? So, in this session with Mike Coxala, he taught me. I'm not sure if you're going to see this, but I'm going to show you. So, you have to and then you all right. Okay. Are you still with me? Yes? Okay, so make them active and engaged. How do we make them active and engaged? So I will share to you a link on how to get students get active after this session. So participation is the key. Make the students active, keep them engaged through giving them their interests. Okay, so include interests. Now, so we're done with the flip word. We go now to the grid word. Okay, let me check. Are we here? There. So now we go to letter G, the grid. Am I still making sense to everyone? Is it clear? Yes? Okay, thank you. Okay, I think you will agree with me that we have to get our students moving. Why? Because moving activates the brain. So how do we do that? How do we keep them moving right now that their classroom is their sofa, their classroom is their dining area, their classroom is the sala area or the garden. And we are not even sure if they have enough space to do movements at home. But there are possible ways to still inject movements. All right. So one way is to do challenges. How? So in Flipgrid, you can post would you rather challenge, or like for example a dance challenge or an exercise challenge, or you can put up a minute to win it game and then ask them to record a video. Don't worry, I'll walk you through how to do this in the Flipgrid later. So challenges, games, and then exercises. Okay, so I have been using Flipgrid for all in my classes and also in professional development with my co-teachers in the department. So during summer, we did a workout challenge. So I've asked them, would you rather do this exercise or this exercise? So, and then for the games, I have tried this with my students. Exercises, the same thing. Now, we move on to letter R. This one is the most important part. All right, let's just wait for your slide to pop in, and then I will start discussing. Okay, let's see. I think another one, another click. Agree. Yes. Wait, it's not working in your slide, but it is working in my slide. So let me just get through that. There. All right, let's see. There. Okay, so this is very important, teacher. In Flipgrid, respond to students' video responses. Okay, so respond in this aspect is all about giving feedback. So when you respond to students' video, I believe it's essential to the learning process. Why? Because this way of giving feedback to them shows how they understood the concepts, the skills that they are learning with you. And if they don't get any feedback, whether it's a rubric type or a video type or a comment type, your student will wonder, did I do it right? Did I achieve the goals that I was tasked to do? So things like that. So in a rubric in Flipgrid, it's you can customize it. So if your criteria is only 3, then you can just put 3 there. And then if it's 4 or 5, you it's actually when you create a rubric there, the number is you can just add and add and add. And then what's good with creating a rubric in Flipgrid is that once you encode it there, and you create another topic, you don't need to retype every criteria that you did. It will come out right away there. I will show you later. And then rubric, video. Video is a personalized feedback for your student. So who wouldn't want that, right? Your teacher is speaking directly to you, what you need to improve on, what you need to share, what you need to uh, take note of. Comments, if you're a camera shy teacher, then you could just go to comments and type in what are those things that your kids did very well, what are the things that they need to improve on, things like that. So I will share to you the next slide so you could see how it looks in Flipgrid. All right, so let's just wait. I think I clicked too fast. Sorry, guys. Aha. One more slide. I have to go back to this slide so you'll see it. So I think you're seeing this slide. This is a slide of what I've used in my class, of how I've used it. So as you can see here, so this is how a Flipgrid looks like when your student responds to a video or a task you have assigned. So here on top, you'll see there video. So that's my personal video feedback. The middle one, that's the grading rubric that I have customized for this task. And the bottom part, it's a comment section. So you have 2 ways of sending feedback. You can copy the link or you can email it back to your kids. And then notice there's a message icon at the bottom of the video. Those are replies. So your students can reply to their classmates' videos, but you have to make sure that when you allow that, your kids know the rules, because it has to have a rule, because you don't know what would they say. So everything that you would give into Flipgrid, make sure you have your rules, you have your policy laid out to your students very clearly. So Uh, is this great to you, everyone? Yes, we are done. How do you find this slide so far? Great. Okay, someone is saying no po. No po for what? What do you mean no? No as in you're not seeing it, or no as in uh, you have not experienced it? All right. Thank you, everyone. Yes, very helpful. You will enjoy it later. Now, we are down to the last two letters of Flipgrid. So we move on to this. Okay. I think you would agree that we have to integrate 4Cs in today's education. So, 4Cs. Why 4Cs? Because it's 21st century. There are lots of skills already that's expected of our students. So, as we give tasks, let's try to integrate these 4Cs, the most important one, although all of them are very important. So communication, how do we integrate that in your class? Collaboration, how do you enhance that in your class, that experience? And then critical thinking, and then creativity. Can you give me in the comment box activities where you have given to your kids that promote collaboration? Give me 2 seconds. I just need to charge my laptop. All right, I'm back, everyone. So how have you been using collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity? So role-playing, group activity. So how are we going to achieve all of those in a distance learning model? Yes. So it's still possible. It's still possible. When you use Flipgrid, you can still integrate and develop communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. How? So in PE, for example, critical thinking, when you give a task and then let them analyze what else needs to improve, which skill, give them, of course, a rubric. Oh, these are the standards on how you will critique this particular task. Okay, and then maybe assign somebody to collaborate with them, and then work on it, and then create a video response out of it. So you see, when students respond, you will see how their thinking forms, how their thoughts, how they express it, and then creativity, it's up to them. When I show you Flipgrid later, you will see the possibilities of using it in your class. So I think we will move on to the last slide of the Flipgrid letters. We are not yet done with this session. Okay. So here we go. Develop a growth mindset. Would you agree that everyone needs to develop growth mindset this time of the year, especially now that we are in a pandemic situation? Yes? Yes, everyone? Am I getting a yes? Yes. All right. Okay, so how do we develop a growth mindset? So before, it's hard. No? Yes. Sir Super Mario, what do you mean with the no? Definitely, yes. Develop a growth mindset. Growth mindset is still, I believe, a foundation. It is hard to achieve it or to develop it or to practice it because we have innate self-doubts. All we have a lot of things that influences our choices in life. So for our students, make sure that they understand that failing is just part of the learning process. It's only a first attempt in learning. But of course, some of them would would argue, but it's really hard, teacher. So, and then break down what's making it hard. What's how can I help you? How else can you improve it if I to cope up with the demand of time? Yes, I agree. So, uh, having a growth mindset, when I first encountered this, I was really uh, experiencing a burnout at work. So most of the tasks that I would work on would be, my first thought would be, this is going to be hard. But having a growth mindset allowed me to view things in a different perspective. I've learned to reach out. I've learned to ask help because once you don't know something, you will not know it unless you reach out to someone. And I'm thankful for everyone because you're here this afternoon, spending your weekday with me, learning something new, trying to prepare for this, for our distance learning education. So, just to let you remember, okay, let's see if anybody remembers what's letter F. This is now a retrieval, working memory retrieval portion. What did we do first? What did we do second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh? Ordinal, or you can just do it by letters. So, letter F, we have to form positive relationships. Letter L, we have to look for learning opportunities. And then letter I, we have to include the interests of our kids. Letter P, we have to make sure that participation is a key. And then letter G, get your kids moving. Letter R, respond to students' video responses. Letter I, integrate forces. And letter D, develop growth mindset. So for now, we are going to discover Flipgrid first as a student. So things you have to remember when you're working as a, when you're experiencing Flipgrid as a student. So let's get familiar with the Flipgrid language. So educator dashboard, that's for you teachers. That's where you manage everything. Your grid, that's where you put all the concepts, ideas, or grade levels that you're teaching or your subject. And then topic, that's specifically the task that you want your students to work on. Responses, that means that the video responses that your kids did when you asked them to do the task. The replies are the responses of the students or teachers to the videos. Then topic guests, that means you've invited someone to be a guest in your class. Okay, there's a camera. Camera is, of course, the one that takes a video. Short, it's a very short video application. And then quick response codes, you'll learn it later. I don't want to overwhelm you. Let's just go through it one at a time. Okay, am I still making sense? Yes, are you ready to experience this? This is your flip code. So you go to your Flipgrid app and then you will see this one. Okay, let me just change the slide. There. So if you are using a laptop, you can go to the browser. Then type in info.flipgrid.com. But if you're using an application, you can just go straight to Flipgrid and enter the flip code. Let me check how, if you're here already as an educator. There, Flipgrid for PE. Are you there, everyone? Did you enter the flip code? You can try. You have to experience it. If you were able to view it, you'll see my, kindly flash again the code. PE Flipgrid. It's in, oh, because it's being covered. So let me go back. Just the word PE and Flipgrid. There. This one, guys. Thank you, teachers. So you will see there, flip code is, oh, there. Code. I'm already showing the code in the screen. Then you'll see my video. I want you to try it. Click the plus button and then introduce yourself. Where you are from, what level or subject you're teaching, and that's it. All right. It's loading. Okay, I have done. Okay, I'm going to check and see if I have a new response. Wow! Coach JR, yay! And then another teacher, perhaps? That's okay, Miss Remeline. You can go to the browser and record still. But if you're watching YouTube right now with your phone, then doesn't matter. You can just review later and then explore on your own. All right. So this is what I was trying to tell you about a while ago. Remember, form positive relationships with your students by getting to know them. So by doing this, you're asking them to get to know you, or you getting to know them. All right, we will wait. Maybe if I can have 2 more. Don't be shy. It's just going to be me who's going to look at this Flipgrid. And of course you, because you know the code. Once you know the code, you can already enter Flipgrid, or this grid that I created for you rather. Let me check. Flipgrid. All right. Okay. All right. There's 6 videos already. Miss Teresa, Rachel. Okay, thank you. Thank you for trying. So that is how you're going to ask your students to respond to the task you have been assigning, or you will assign to them. So let's move on to aside from being a student. So now I want you to experience it to sign up as a teacher. So I'm going to send the link where you will sign up here. All right. Will now discover Flipgrid as a teacher. Please sign up using the link from there so I can find out who are new to Flipgrid. Then if you've signed up, I'll let you go through the steps of creating your grid. There. So after signing up, maybe 2 minutes, you have to sign up using your Google account or your school account so that Microsoft can identify you as a teacher. Flipgrid is free for teachers. So you really have to use your account, school account. Yes, teacher them. It's already there. Okay. So while you're signing up, let me just discuss the grids. Remember a while ago, the grid. Hi, Sir Dave. The link is already in the chat box. So there's 3 community types. So when you create your grid, if it involves your student, please, please, please make sure it's a school email if you have. And if you don't have, then create a student ID list. We don't want your student's video to be on a public unless you have an approval from your school authority or your principal. Okay? Otherwise, please make sure to protect the privacy of your students. It's okay po if your signal is not good. You can come back to this video and explore on your own. So again, grid. You have 3 community types: school email, student ID, PLC, and community. That's why you were able to open the Flipgrid a while ago. It's because it was created in a PLC and community. When we say PLC and community, it's public. Anyone can access if they know the flip code. But if they don't know the flip code, then it's just us. All right, we will move on so that we will still have time for question and answer. Okay, we are done with this. So this is the grid. Let me just wait for your window to there. So making a grid is like this only. So you just, after you sign up or logged in as educator, you will see this. So because you will be directed to the grid. So let's make a grid. And then I've put there Flipgrid for PE. See the options? The highlighted one is educator learning community because that's for us teachers. And what's great about the grid is you can customize it. So this one, I've customized it for us. The 24 is just a different one because that's the second one I worked on. Okay, so that's the one thing that you have to take note of in my grid. You can customize the flip code for your class. See how easy and convenient for it. So if you just want your students to use your last name, their teacher's last name, then you can do that. If you want to use your subject's name, you can do that also. Okay. Now, after the My Grid, you will be directed to topics because topics are the most important part of this Flipgrid. Why? The topics will let your students respond to your tasks or activities. All right. So this one is a topic. So topics, that means you have to write the title, very specific, only 35 characters. But you can write specific instructions in the prompts, like specific questions. What are those questions? If you're going to go back to your learning targets, you can write the question there. Like, for example, today, our goal was to know the basic functions of Flipgrid. So I can just write in the prompts, what are the basic functions of Flipgrid? How can you use Flipgrid in your subject area or specific subjects? Or how else or what activities would you want to try in Flipgrid? Things like that. So that's why I love Flipgrid. And I'm sharing this to all of you because I want you to experience the kind of experience I've had with it, how it made learning for my students and myself so empowering and engaging. So these are your options. And then you have to create topic. Once you create topic, that's where you'll be directed a while ago when you responded to my Flipgrid. All right. Still making sense, teacher or teachers? Yes? All right. Now, I'm going to go to one more thing. Even if we're here already in the do's and don'ts, in the recording videos, the shortest one is 15 seconds. Then you move to 30, then 1 minute, then 1 minute and 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. So you have the option. If it's just a short task or short response, then you can customize it. So that's the best word to describe Flipgrid: customized. From the code to the topic to the community, everything. So make sure before you use Flipgrid, read through all of these policies and ask approval from your school authorities. Okay? Another thing that I would want to share to you is that this one. So there are 50 ways to use Flipgrid in your class. It's a website, and if you want to go through each ways of using Flipgrid, go to this link. I will share the link now to you. So it's easier for you to look for it or bookmark it. All right, sending it to you right now. Just wait for just one moment. Then here's another way that Flipgrid was used in school: Virtual Sports Day Challenge. A while ago, remember, I've mentioned get your kids moving through challenges, games, and exercises. These are one of the tasks. So I'm going to I don't have a link for this, but after the workshop, I can send a file to our host or sponsor uh, company, Sage RDF. All right, everyone. So those are the ideas for PE. Now, what we will do aside from that, okay, don't forget that when you use Flipgrid, you're giving your students a correct dose of physical education. So a dose is a code for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So I hope that with my sharing this afternoon, you have got something to offer or to use as we try this new normal in our education, which is distance learning. So again, I want to see, before we go to question and answer, if you have clarifications, I want to see if anyone tried to sign up, or if you're interested in really using it in your classroom. If you are really going to use it in your classroom, please do reach out to me so I can guide you through on how to do it. I just want to leave you these last 3 slides before I end this afternoon session. Okay. Remember, when first introducing Flipgrid to your students, it is recommended to start simple. All right? Simple. Do not overwhelm your kids like what we are feeling right now. We are overwhelmed with the plans, with preparations for distance learning. So let's not do that to them. So start simple, but make sure it's engaging. It includes their interests to help them become familiar with the platform and in speaking up in front of the camera and one another. So if you're going to let them use their dialect, go ahead, use it. If they're going to use English, go ahead, use it. If they're going to use Filipino, use it. Okay, learning for me, it doesn't matter what language they use. What's important is that they are able to explain how they have understood the concept, or they can demonstrate to you the skill. So that's what matters to me, because even if you're speaking really well but your explanation doesn't match to the way you perform it, then language is a tool, someone that we can use, or something that we use to express our thoughts. So if they are comfortable speaking out their ideas in their dialect, go ahead, use it. Encourage them. All right, let me just share this one to you. I have been inspired with this ever since I've learned it. Technology will never replace great teachers like you guys. But technology in the hands of great teachers can. The operative word there is can be transformational. So if you have the technology in your hands, you have the power to make it transformational, not just for yourself, but for your students. All right? So I hope I was able to share something meaningful or useful to you. Just a reminder from Flipgrid. Using Flipgrid isn't about recording videos, although it's the most important aspect of it, but this is the most important part. It's about learning, all right? Learning that is social because it involves people in the family, friends, personal because the student can get to personalize how they want to express themselves. It can happen anywhere. It can be at home, in school, if it's possible, in the park, if we're allowed to go out. But if not, then it's just really the home environment, and any time of the day. Any time of the day that learning happens, they can capture it with Flipgrid. Oh, yes, they can capture it with just a regular video camera. But if you want to encourage them to share learning of how they applied your skill in the skill or concept in your class, then, encourage them. It's about making connections, deep exploration, and promotes that everyone is a teacher and everyone is a learner. Hi. Hello to everyone. And lastly, additional information if you want to know more about Flipgrid, you can reach out to their Twitter if you're in Twitter, in their website. I have added here a Flipgrid drive. I'll send the link in a while. And to get in touch to me, you can reach out to my Twitter, Facebook. I also share and talk about physical education in Sharps and Flats Ed. And I post blogs or articles. And then my email address. So there, maybe you can just take a screenshot, or I can just give it to Miss Mikay. All right, any questions? Because now it's Q&A time. Okay. It's Q&A time. Clarifications. I believe that with this webinar series, anything that you can share to me, any clarifications? All right, can you still hear me clearly? Yes? Okay. There's one question. How can I teach PE through distance learning in a school located in far-flung area, a school without internet connection or signal? Okay, so maybe since, check first your area. Do you have, is it high risk, low risk? If it's low risk, ask approval from your principal. Can you prepare a packet of learning? It's like, remember in college when we have cards, those index cards, something like that. Maybe you can create things like that and then leave it in your school, or ask someone to get it from you and then distribute it to your student. Then just give very, I've shared this in my other session, practical, safe physical education, meaning things that they can do at home, things that helps them apply physical education concepts in real life. All right, there's one. Is it still possible? Okay, I'm going to go through the questions one at a time. Sir Linwell, I hope I have answered your question. I think the best person to answer that is your principal, but my suggestion is you prepare packets of activities that they can do at home. Connect to me later so I can give you some resources on what you can give to your students on a distance learning in a far-flung area. I think you're in the province. And then, thank you, everyone. If you are leaving the session, let me say thank you for spending time with me and for learning with me. Now I'm going to go through the next question. Is it possible that Flipgrid is useful in other subjects? Oh, yes. I'm so sorry, Sir Dave. Okay, so remember the slide where I shared 50 ways to use Flipgrid? One way to use that, in my school, the language teachers use it in their oral presentation. So anything that involves speaking, they use Flipgrid to record it. So the teachers can check the progress of the kids. So for example, if you're going to teach a verb subject agreement, then you want your students to practice it in an orally, then you can use Flipgrid. All right, not only for that, not only for Flipgrid, reading also, reading a story, or you know um, reacting to a phrase or a paragraph or a story. Like for example, remember, you would give a paragraph to your kids, and then I'll find out which one, what makes this paragraph wrong, what makes this paragraph correct, things like that. So you can include that in Flipgrid. You just have to give specific questions or directions. Is it still possible to use our personal Gmail account? For this, I'm not really sure, Sir Greg, because it's an educational, but you can try because, yes, you can try because you can sign up in Microsoft using your personal Gmail. So it is possible. Okay. Kindly comment if I was not able, if I skipped your question. From Sir Mercado, in Flipgrid, are the students still the one who will give the rubric for grading their output? No, you will be the one to give the grading, the rubric or the scores. It's for you because you're the one managing the Flipgrid. All right, maybe I can share to you how it looks. Okay, so the rubric is for the teacher. It's for you to, you have the option to use it as summative or formative. So for formative, it's recorded, but we'll just show you how your students are progressing. But if it's summative, then it's the end. Same question with Sir. Can you use your personal? Yes, you have to sign up in Microsoft. Okay, wow, a lot of questions. Wait, I need to go back to here. Is it advisable for me to use Flipgrid as grade 1 teacher? Definitely, Carmela. Yes, it's very easy to use. It's student friendly. Kindergartners are using it. So look out for the Flipgrid educators in Facebook, or you can just contact me if you need any help on introducing Flipgrid to your first graders. Good luck! I just downloaded the Doctor Strange, signed up as educator, then I'm asked to enter Flip code. Aha! Because you have signed up using my name. The Flip code a while ago, Sir Doctor Strange, is PE Flipgrid, and if you want to get your own Flip code, you have to create your own grid. So you have to, if you're using the app, you can find it. You have to go to the browser, then go to My Grids. Then you have to create. From Teacher Them, how are we going to deal with parents who disallow their children to show their face on camera because of the existing ethical and legal laws about protecting the privacy? Teacher Them. So first, you have to explain to the parents the purpose of using Flipgrid. Remember, you have 3 communities in Flipgrid: school email, student ID, and community. So explain to the parents that that Flipgrid is only going to be for your classroom. Still, if it's an issue because your parents wouldn't want their kids to be seen by their classmates, then there's a lot of applications in Flipgrid where you can add characters to cover the face. So you can still hear, listen to the response of your students without seeing their faces. Okay, I hope I was able to answer that. Next, can we teach PE through face-to-face class with social distancing and can perform practicums? How can we deal with class with 50 students per class? Hi, Bernice. I'm not getting your, I think what you mean is, can you teach PE in a face-to-face class setup with social distancing and can perform practicum? I think you have to create like a pattern. Like for what I use with preschoolers before is stay in your spots or in your own hula hoop bubble or personal space. But if your concern is your area, if you don't have a gym, then that's going to be a big problem. But if you have a gym, you can divide the class. So one class performs, then the other class maybe records in Flipgrid or answers a journal. It's up to you. I have handled maximum 35, but I've handled 350 students when we're practicing for dance performance. So it was not a concern without the social distancing. But with the social distancing, you have to consult your principal how you're going to handle that. Sir Limwell, yes, very possible to use Flipgrid. You just have to partner up your students. So one student is recording, the other partner is the one performing, and then they switch. Just make sure that when they switch, the one who was in the swimming pool will make sure their hands are dry. I have used it in my swimming class when I have substituted in grade 7. Buckets of resources. What is your email address? It's there in the screen. All right, I will give it to the chat group. There, see? The email address, teachers, are in the screen. It's easier to connect to me through Sharps and Flats Ed. So if you can like the page or join there, so I can see, I can invite you to join the private group. All right. Is it applicable to from Miss Mary Faith with special needs? Yes. You just have to modify the task that you're doing. So before you, of course, you don't let them record right away. Teach them first how to do it step by step. So, and then just this is for Miss Mary Faith, okay? Please assign a space for Flipgrid only so that your kids will associate that, oh, in this area, I'm going to do Flipgrid. Teacher is asking me to do Flipgrid. And then use visual cues if they are visual learners. And if not, then think of other things. You know your students better than me. So, but just make sure to modify according to their needs. If you need help, reach out to me. And teacher them again. How are we going to deal? Oh, done. How about the performance of the student? Because P is more about performance. Sir Joey De Castro, I have used it in my class. So in my badminton class, I have asked my students to create a skill demonstration of forehand service and forehand grip. So it's very easy because it's categorized. Let me see if I can share to you my screen, but due to data privacy, I cannot. I remember. Sorry. So, Sir Joey, if you have questions, I can let you go through with a guide. Then, yes, it's possible for Flipgrid to be used in PE since it's a performance. Then, if we are from Miss Jean Tura, if we are going to use Flipgrid, is there also a need for the students to upload the app? Yes, they need to download the app. But if they don't download, then just use the browser. It's still the same. They don't need to download it in a tablet if they don't have a tablet. Whatever is available at home, if they have a laptop, they can use the browser. It's the same thing. The one that you experienced a while ago, you have to enter the flip code and that's it. They can respond. And then what else? Let me go through. Aha. Okay, I think I was able to answer all the questions. Yes? All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you, participants, for all your questions. Oh, there's one last I missed. Can we use Flipgrid even offline? If not, can you suggest an app that we can use even offline? Hi, Miss, I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name, Lauren Padin. Unfortunately, Flipgrid uses internet. So you have to use internet for this. What if you can suggest an app that we can use even offline? So I will get back to you on an app that we can use offline, but for now, the only thing that works offline is Google Docs. Okay, so it's not about a performance already. It's document. But if you were able to add a video in that document and you saved it as offline, you can retrieve the document, but you cannot still view the video. But you can check the answers or the thoughts of your kids. I'm not sure offline for performance, offline for questions. Hi, Bernice. Yes, you can use Flipgrid in a practicum type of class. Very useful. I have used it. Is there a limit for the number of students in a Flipgrid room? Sir Gregorio Villegas, no, there's no limit as long as you have provided a flip code. Everyone can answer. Bernice, I've already answered you. Performance type. I think I am all done with all your questions. Same question kay Miss Araceli. How can we create our own code in Flipgrid? Okay, guys, I'm gonna go live in Flipgrid. So please watch first how to create your own. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this one. Then I'm going to share Flipgrid. This one. All right. Let me check. Here we go. Going to share another screen. Okay, let me know, guys, if you can see my screen. Are you seeing my Flipgrid screen? Oh, there. So for those who are still here, just a very quick demonstration on how you can create your screen. So go to this, My Grid, then create grid. So here, guys, see this? Okay, click this one, add new grid, then after you click that, this is how you're going to create your flip code here. So I'm going to just write Flipgrid 101. Then I'm going to choose Educator Learning Community so everyone can access it. Then this is how you create your grid. Notice it was in my last name a while ago. Now I'm going to write Flipgrid 101. It will prompt you if it's available or not. So it's not available. Flipgrid PE is available. Now, this is how you create your code. Then click next. There. You can add another password or not anymore. And here you go. You have your own code. You copy this one, and that's the one you're going to share with your students. So this one, the flip code is Flipgrid PE. All right. So were you able to get it? How to create a code? Yes? Yes? Hi, Angelica. Yes, Flipgrid is for video responses. So I'm going to show you my Flipgrid, the one that we created for PE. Sorry, PE teachers, I'm going to show off this one. I think this one. This is how it's going to look like. Okay, so I created 3 topics. This is how it will look like when your students respond. Okay, it's all videos. Okay, so I'm going to show you one last. So this is how it looks when your students. So there. Okay, make sure you can see in the camera when you're performing any kind of movement. Just for this instruction, I'm not showing my feet or my full body, but for the rest of the activity, it will be like that. Okay. So are you seeing this, everyone? That's how it will look like when you're using Flipgrid in your laptop. Okay, so it's all videos, as you can see, according to the names. So all of us joined in the challenge for this week. Are there still more questions? Where can I, Peter? Yes, Teacher Them. Offline platform, go to Learning Commons of DepEd. There's a lot of things that you can download there for your kids. Where can I find this website? Just type in Flipgrid in the browser and you will be directed to their website. Can we have handouts after this 5-day seminar for this new normal in adaptation? I think the sponsor company can answer that for us, the handouts. I could share the slides to you so you have a guide. Okay, any more questions? Hi, Rosalie. I'm so sorry. I hope you'll have a chance soon. Let me know. If you need help, even if it's not Flipgrid, reach out to me. Hi, Mary Jean. Yes, I'm going to share the PDF of this handout about Flipgrid. Okay, I think I was able to answer all questions. Did I miss anything? Teachers, thank you so much for being so participative. I love that kind of attitude that you bring to our session. Okay? Let's check if... Yes, Araceli. Let me just check and get the link so I can share it to you. Huh? Let me check. I will give you the link right now. I'm just gonna get the file. So you can just open it in your, here. This is the link. Okay, I'm sending the link so you can use it. Okay, I already sent the link. Please acknowledge if you were able to see it in your sorry. Check. Wait. Check. Ah, there. Okay, I'm here. All right. The link that was shared to you, the guidebook is already there. So you will see the guidebook as the Educator's Guide to Flipgrid. Okay, so it's in PDF. You can download that, and that's a very detailed instruction on how to use Flipgrid. The ones I've shared to you today or this morning are just tiny bits. But if you want to go through the detail of how to create a grid, how to set it up, the settings and everything, please go to the link that was shared to you. Ren says, Roy, yes, go. It's up to you how you're going to use it, but it's a good way to check your students' understanding of concepts and skills. All right, so the link is posted. Please make sure you get that link, because in that link you will be able to download the Educator's Guide for Flipgrid. All right, I think we have 2 more minutes. Okay, and are there any more questions? None? Okay, feedback link. Wait for CHRDF Incorporated for the advice. Already given. Thank you, Teacher Dem. Thank you, teachers. I think we are done. All right, teachers, thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me. I have enjoyed sharing what I've known about Flipgrid. Please let me know if you need any help. Just remember, all right, be kind to yourself. Stay positive even if things get overwhelming. Reach out to your teacher friends. All right, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Coach JR or to any other teachers whom you know. And if you need help, then, and if we can help you, then we will try. Okay, so thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me. Bye. And please, please, please check out Sharps and Flats Ed Facebook. I am always there making sessions and posting activities suggestions. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Keep safe and stay well.